Welcome, race fans, to the Lernerville Speedway for tonight's Studio Displays Super Dirt Series event presented by Swag Raps Online. Tonight, we have myself as your host, David Polenz, and my friend Brett Rolls calling the action from the Swag TV booth. In a short time, we will see the Dirt Super Late models approach the track for an 8-lap heat race that will set the field for 30 laps of high-speed action between the Dirt Legends who are joining us tonight. And now we are live with my fellow broadcaster and driver, Brett Rolls. How you doing tonight, Brett? You ready for some racing?
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing pretty good, and I'm getting ready to watch these super late models tear up this Lernerville Speedway here in Sarver, Pennsylvania. I know it's a really good show when the World of Outlaws make their way to this track in the real world, and these guys here getting ready to put on a show and show you guys exactly why it's just as good on the iRacing sim as it is in the real world.
That's right. I'm looking forward to it, man. We got some great drivers here. You can tell me a little bit more about it. You're the master of the world more than I am, but I'm seeing a great driver, at least on the iRacing Dirt Series, is Blake Majulis. He's a 9.5K I rating, but we have some professionals with us tonight, such as Christopher Ferguson and more. If you would like to talk to me a little bit about some of those guys, I hear Fergie's the man in town.
Yeah, we've got Christopher Ferguson, actual World of Outlaw late model driver in the real world. Another guy that you spoke on just a second ago, Blake Majulis, up front there in that D1 RT number 127. He is actually a prior champion in your World of Outlaw super late model series here on iRacing. And also another good name right behind him there in that 46, that is Ryan Underwood. So you got a lot of good guys here so far in this first heat race. I'd keep my eye on Underwood and Majulis, as those two are probably going to definitely put the barn to the fire here and put out some pretty good racing here for this first heat race win.
Absolutely. Underwood was in action all week last week. It was a lot of fun watching them do slide jobs up front. But here I see we got no backstretch at Lernerville. I remember playing this as a kid. I never got to go see it, but I love that racetrack. As we get ready to go here, green flag is out, and we got Blake Majula straight to the lead. Tyler Reed drops back to second, fighting for third. They're down low, bouncing off each other's doors, and they separate there. Falling back to third here is Christopher Ferguson. He's trying to hang on there on the inside line. Take it from here there, buddy.
And Ryan Underwood having a really bad first opening lap to this heat race. He started in the third position, got a little bit tight there on the inside, down by the grass, and he's fallen all the way back to the fifth spot. It looks like he's the only driver up there railing the top side right now, as it is all Majulis and Tyler Reed out front. We got three cars here in a gaggle here trying to battle for that third spot. They're going to be led by Chris Ferguson, real world late model driver for the World of Outlaw series. He's going to have a little bit of contact there with the 17 of Aaron Kitchen as they come by to complete lap number 3. So as we get closer here to this half point in this heat race here, it looks like we're going to have a really close spot here for this third transfer spot as all these guys transfer. And it looks like Ferguson going to go for a wild ride as he goes up and over the embankment in 3 and 4.
Big surprise there. World Outlaws driver Christopher Ferguson. Fergie getting a little crazy up there on the high line, just went a little bit over the edge, flies off the track, but no yellow flag. He's going to have to get rolling here if he wants a good starting position here. It's looking like it's a little bit too late.
And absolutely, as it looks like all 5 drivers so far in the transfer spot are going to be pretty well separated there, as it doesn't look like there's anything real contention-wise. As I look now, Chris Ferguson back on the racetrack from going off the embankment in 3 and 4. He is right about maybe 3 car lengths off the back of the pack here. So Ferguson going to try to salvage up maybe a spot or two and possibly steal that last transfer spot, as he's rocketing around the high side of this track with the white flag in the air. But it is going to be all Blake Majulis as he is out to a 1.5, almost 2-second lead. That D1 RT number 127 is going to come out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air for Blake Majulis.
Great race for Blake Majulis. Stayed out front pretty much for the whole time. Tyler Reed follows him in second place. Aaron Kitchen to the third position. Last week's stud Ryan Underwood finishes in fourth. And that'll round out your top four. We get ready for some more heat race action. That was a great one already to start tonight as they were going deep into turn one early, beating and banging, going through the grass here at Lernerville. But right now we have starting on the pole, Garrett Alexander, another driver from, I believe, the World Outlaws. You may have to correct me on this one, but Trent Ivy, I have seen his car. It's a beautiful looking 88 machine. Followed by in the third position, Jordan Benefield. Then Devin Brandon in fourth, Tony Watier in fifth, Michael Martin in sixth, and that'll round out your heat racing action.
So about another 7 cars here going to come to surface here. And yes, you are correct. Trent Ivy, he does race along with the Super Late Model Series in real world. I'm a little more familiar with seeing him in the Dryden Extreme Dirt Car Series more than anything. But you definitely can't count out Trent Ivy, as he is definitely a wheel man behind the number 88 machine sitting on the outside front row. And to be all honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised to see him rocket that number 88 to the front here.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week he came out of nowhere, and I see he's got an I rating here of 5.4 thousand. So he is no joke on the iRacing game, the iRacing service. It's a lot of drivers struggle early on when they're going from the real car over to the iRacing service because as much as it simulates real life, it's not the exact same thing as when you got that feeling under the seat of your pants, as I'm sure you know there, Brett.
Oh, absolutely. And, Trent Ivy really looking to possibly gain some momentum going into the 2021 season. I know he definitely had a little bit of bad luck, so to speak, with the COVID-19 pandemic in the 2020 season. A lot of events that he was looking to get in got canceled. He ended up being behind the wheel for a total of 33 events last year, picked up 2 wins, a couple of top 5 finishes, and 11 top 10s. So Trent Ivy, getting it done on the real world, trying to keep some momentum going here in the sim world throughout the offseason.
Oh yeah, I'm sure his focus is wrenching on that machine when he can and trying to stay up front in the real world. As we get ready here to take the green flag, Trent Ivy up on your outside to 77 of Greg Alexander's going to take us to the green flag here. He gets a nice jump into one, but doesn't quite clear Ivy. Ivy now looking to swing him on the outside there on the cushion. Take it from here, Brett.
Ivy with a head full of steam up on the outside of the racetrack. You see the 77 get just a little bit loose. That's going to allow Trent Ivy to inherit the lead here coming to the completion of the first lap. And, just like we saw Chris Ferguson doing in the first heat race, it looks like Trent Ivy is going to be up on that high side getting it done. You see just about everybody else battling down on the low side, and everybody's stacking up 2-3 wide behind him. This is allowing Ivy to just pretty much drive away from the field, as it looks like he's going to bring the 37 of Devin Brandon in tow on the top side. We're going to be 3 wide for the second place spot. Brandon going to get up and over on the top side of the speedway. He's going to get off the embankment. He's going to fall to the back of the field. So a couple of late moves being made here, is now the 55 of Michael Martin's going to go off in turns 1 and 2. So we got some heavy moves being made here as the caution flag is going to come out on lap number 3.
Yeah, our caution flag flies there here on lap 5 with 3 to go. It's looking on Trent Ivy here. He jumped right out of the lead early in the 15 bracket as the rest of the field right on the edge of the 16 O's here at Lernerville. We're going to see the Team 126 racing replay right now. See what happened there. What caused him to get a little bit. Oh, yeah, he drops the right rear off the side of the cushion, man. You never want to get over that cushion. It's not pretty when that happens, but when there's no wall, you're out in the cornfields at some tracks.
Absolutely. Lernerville being the only track that we have on the iRacing service without that outside retaining wall. So, when we come here, a lot of guys, being able to, have that outside wall to give you a little bit of extra leeway to run a little bit closer up on that cushion. But not here. If you overstep that cushion with that right rear, it's just going to throw that car right up off the track. And, you see it plenty of times in the real world, and it can be just as detrimental here in the sim world as well. As you saw the 37 of Devin Brandon. He was almost up to that second place spot, actually 3 wide for the second place spot when he got up over the embankment. And that sent him for almost, I want to say, like a 3-second gap back to the last place. So this track, if you're going to run the high side, especially when it starts to slick off, It's all about that throttle control and making sure you keep that right rear in that tacky stuff and being able to power off the corner.
Oh, absolutely. You got to stay down on that. That cushion is my favorite place to be, even on the asphalt side. Even though we don't have much of a cushion, I like to feel like there is one up there. Get that high side momentum as Trent Ivy takes the green flag. He's going to pull a slide job off, almost tags the wall, but he does clear Benefield there into one. They go door to door all the way back, fighting for second. Trent Ivy sets sail out front.
As we got some heavy contact here going for that second spot. They're going to be 3 wide off of turn number 4 at the line. I'm not even sure who had the second place spot at the line. It's going to be the 10 car Jordan Benefield coming out with the benefactor, though, as he's going to rocket a slider line to the outside. All 3 cars going to dive it back down in there again. Jordan Benefield going to almost get up over the cushion. He's going to save it as we come to the checkered flag. It's going to be Trent Ivy with the win. Tony Whittier behind him, and Devin Brannon, he's going to lose out a little bit there as he's going to fall back to that third position.
What a heat race there. And Trent Ivy is going to get the second row starting position for tonight's feature. What a race there. Got to say congrats here to one of our sponsors for tonight's race, ComServe Wireless. Got to congratulate our own Brandon Godovic. He's going to be actually racing in an Xfinity series with Sam Hunt Racing for a limited time in a 2021 season. Going to be great to see him doing that. Congrats to him, and thank you, ComServe Wireless. Also got to thank our other partners, Dirt Track Racing Esports, for joining us tonight. Also, Team 126 Racing and the Swag Raps Online family. We appreciate all your help. Also, Studio Displays. I got to get with, though, our in-race reporter. He's got a busy job tonight. I believe he's on the mic right now in iRacing, but Brandon Gagnon.
What's up, guys?
Hey, man, how's it looking down there? Is everybody happy, or are they angry on the radios right now?
Everybody's happy. They're all wanting Majulis to start end of line, which is kind of hilarious because you know he's going to come out flying right out the gate. But it's a lot easier to admin when you got 7 drivers, so I think I'm going to have my hands full, boys.
Yeah, good luck, man. Have fun tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. We're getting ready for the feature. Going to call already. They're lined up for this race. Going to be taking a 30-lap feature already. We fly through this. I love it, man. I want to see action. We got Blake Majulis starting on the pole, followed by the 88 machine of Trent Ivy in third. Tyler Reed in fourth. Tony Whittier starting in the 5th position. Devin Brannon, 6th. Aaron Kitchen, 7th. Garrett Alexander, and last week's runner-up Ryan Underwood, followed by Jordan Benefield. Starting in the 10th position, Justin Hall, and then actually, you could say the rookie class, but Michael Martin, Tyler Wicks, and Christopher Ferguson rounding out the back of the field here. I'm sure they're going to try to change that. And I say the rookie class because that's what they are on the iRacing program, which is impressive because a guy like Ferguson, being brand new to this, has been doing really good so far. So you can see a little bit of the real life racing translates to this. As we go green, Blake Majulis out front. Trent Ivy following in line, and they're racing all the way through the field. Take it from here, my friend Brett.
Yeah, Blake Majulis got an absolute hole shot coming out of turn number 4. He's going to be able to put about 3 to 4 car lengths over the rest of the field. Ivy right there in tow as we got a little bit of a stack up here coming out of turn number 4. The caution flag is going to fly here as we get to completing lap number 1. Not too sure exactly what happened there. We're going to have to go back and take a look at it.
Absolutely. We got Blake Majulis still going to hold that lead position, though. We're going to take a Team 6 racing caution here. Find out just what happened. Let's see. Oh, yeah, just a little beating and banging results in kind of a accordion effect there. The 32 hit the first guy. Next thing you know, it turned him into it, sent him around there in turn 4.
Yeah, 3 wide racing coming down the back straightaway. It looks like Underwood was throwing it in there a little bit hard. Looks like he's going to collect the nose of the 17, and they're just going to stack them up from there. So some slight contact, switching around some positions here early on. Guys just trying to figure out what, line and groove is going to work best for them. And, hopefully we can get some clean green racing laps here and see if anybody's got a chance for Ivy and Majulis up here towards the front of the field.
See the 127 is riding up there in high line. He rides in that cushion. You can see just how realistic this iRacing service is. He's pulling up dirt straight off the racetrack, just as you would see in real life when these guys are flying around the local ovals. So I'm sure he's trying to get those tires cool here before we go green, even though it was only one lap. You can get them hot. You can get that right rear, burn them up with a dry track like this, can't you there, Brett?
Yeah, the thing about iRacing, they're actually in the process of trying to give us more in-depth resources of our tire usage, as like wear and tear, tire heating up, certain things like you see on the asphalt side of things with iRacing. Tire wear hasn't really come in yet. I'm not too sure about tire temps and how much they really affect as much, but we are back to green flag racing here. Majulis going to get another great start again. Oh, he's going to get turned by the 58. He's going to get it straightened back out, but that's going to hand the lead over to the 88 of Trent Ivy. So Trent Ivy, they're coming out with Cinderella slipper off of turn number 2 as he's going to come by lap number 3 and retake the lead from Majulis. But don't look now as Majulis now throwing it down to the bottom. Not going to be able to get the run that he's looking, as he's going to possibly keep it. Yes, he is. He's going to keep it down on the bottom of 3 and 4, trying to get a good run. Majulis not going to be able to get there as of yet, as you see both of these drivers running 2 separate lanes of racing here. Ivy up on the top side, keeping that momentum going, but Majulis is closing the gap a little bit here on the bottom with that number 127.
Yeah, Trent Ivy still holding them off for the lead here. What an impressive moment here for Trent Ivy. If he can stay in front of Blake Majulis, that says something. He's a pro license in the iRacing service, but it looks like Blake Majulis is trying to pull him on that inside line. He's starting to roll it. Last lap, he was just 3/100ths quicker, but you can see the difference. There it is, a 1589 to a 1599. He's finding about a 1/10 of a second on the bottom of the racetrack. So right now the cushion is not quite the way to go for Trent Ivy, yet he still holds on, leads that last lap. What a race here for the lead position here at the Lernerville Speedway.
Absolutely. Ivy being able to hold off Majulis so far for a couple of laps. Is the caution flag going to come right back out on lap number 8? So not sure what brought the caution out here. We're going to have to go back and take a look at that on the replay. As taking a look around, seeing what's going on. Oh, here we go. The 55 of Michael Martin. Looks like he just gets up and turns 2. And he's going to try to bring it back on the racetrack. And when he does, he's going to collect the right rear of Tyler Wicks. And that's going to spin everybody around and bring out the caution.
Yeah, let's see here on the Team 126 Racing replay. Once again, they're battling all the way through the field, 3 wide, back and forth. It's just amazing the action they're putting on here at Lernerville. We haven't quite seen this crazy 3 wide action so far the last couple weeks, but this week they're really putting it on. We got a full field of legends right now. I'm telling you, man, this is some of the best iRacing I've seen on dirt. Good side-by-side racing for the lead. I'm just impressed with Trent Ivy's grit there to hold off Blake Majulis, who is just an absolute professional. I believe Blake's going to try to roll that outside this time, try to get that momentum up off.
Absolutely. And, to really put it into perspective for everybody, guys like Blake Majulis and Ryan Underwood on the iRacing side of things, that's like your Scott Bloomquist and your Jimmy Owens for the real world guys. Like, this is the best of the best guys that we've got. And you can see there on the restart as we go back to green flag racing, Majulis was almost side by side with Ivy as we went into the corner. He's going to throw a slider on Ivy. Ivy going to go bonsai to the bottom. He's going to slide it up to the top side right in front of Majulis. We're going to be side by side, give the spot back to Ivy at the line. As we go back into turns 1 and 2, Majulis going to throw it down on the bottom. He's going to be dead heat even with Ivy as they come down the back straightaway. Majulis now going to throw a slider of his own. Is Ivy going to get up and over the speedway as he's going to lose wholesale positions in that 88 machine, and the caution's going to come right back out on the speedway.
Unfortunate for Trent Ivy in that 88 machine. Goes from here to so fast, man. He was rolling that outside. It looked like he was still going to be hanging on to that lead. Back and forth. What a race we had there, man. That was awesome to watch.
Absolutely. And, you got to take Ivy. I mean, for a lot of these guys, they don't really understand just how much time that these sim drivers put into this stuff. I mean, for the guys in the real world, you talk about shop hours and, how races are won in the shop during the week rather than the weekends at the track. And, that's exactly what happens here. A little bit of testing here and there, how many hours setups and adjustments and just how the track wears and certain characteristics of the track and the cars and the way that everything meshes together on the simulation. It's pretty much just like being in the garage every week until 2-3 o'clock in the morning, putting the car together, getting ready to go to the next show. So for Trent Ivy to have to battle that in the real world and be able to come into the iRacing scene and be able to have that 5400 I rating like you pointed out earlier, that's a whole different type of dedication to the sport of racing. I mean, you see it for yourself here. I mean, he's putting on a battle side by side with, if not the best, one of the best that iRacing has to offer in these cars. And I think that just goes to show, how unique it is for this simulation to have, the real world drivers come into play with like Chris Ferguson and Trent Ivy, with the guys that, you don't really see in a, real car on the weekends or at a big show throughout the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Just it's amazing how much work these guys put into it as we're getting ready to come to the green flag, and the green flag flies right off the bat. Blake Majulis just jumps out to the lead, and Ryan Underwood trying to make his name known, becoming part of the party. Here he is. He's looking down low at Blake Majulis. Blake, it's not over yet, man. You better hang on to that thing. But slides up. Ryan Underwood just about over the cushion, hangs on to it, man. What a tough racetrack. They're 2-3 wide all the way through the field, and we got one way off into turn one, way in the back of the field here. We got one man flying off of the side of the racetrack, going about 40 feet up in the air, and a yellow flag flies here on lap 13. Man, I'm glad this is a simulation, man, because that would have hurt.
Yeah, that's kind of the common blessing that we have in simulation. You can get some pretty wild wrecks out of this simulation, which is absolutely making you saw it happen in the real world. I've actually had a couple of rides myself on the sim, rides here and there, but we're going to check out this replay here, and you see the cars as they come through 1 and 2. You see the 6 of Wick. Wow. I don't know if he just got loose and then the car just bit, or what happened there, but the 6 going for an absolute wild ride as he's just going to barrel roll out of the park. I think he might have ended up down the loop.
Yeah, I don't know. That was my uncle Rich Polens at the Flemington Speedway or Jimmy Horton at Talladega, two classic dirt drivers there that went out of the park, man. Between the two, that was wild, man. When my uncle flew out of the park, he was at Flemington Speedway racing in the dirt big block modifieds. He flew up, and we got a great picture of him. He's actually didn't have his arm restraints on. Well, I don't even know if they existed in his time, but his arms were flailing out the window. It looked like he was waving goodbye to the fans. But we're getting ready to take the green flag here, Brett. What a race so far. Ferguson is trying to make his World of Outlaws experience pay off here. He's already up to the top 6. So just staying patient has paid off for him so far. And we take the green flag, Brett. Call it from here, buddy.
Green flag is going to be out. It's going to be a great start for Underwood, as he's going to be right on the back bumper of Majulis going into 1 and 2. As they come down the back straightaway, this is where things are going to get a little interesting, because Underwood goes to the top side, seeing how that momentum has been riding for the past couple of drivers up front like Ivy, as he's going to pull right up to the back bumper of Majulis. There's going to be some slight contact between the two. That's going to aid Majulis on the outside with the momentum, but don't look now, as you got the 58 of Tyler Reed digging it in on the bottom of Underwood. Majulis going to throw it to the slider line, bring it up to the top side. Underwood going to have just about to the back bumper as he's going to throw it down to the bottom. The 46 of Underwood losing a little bit of ground off the entry of turns 1, but he makes it up for what he gains coming down the back straightaway. Oh, Majulis had to check up there as he almost threw it off the end of the speedway. Caution going to come back out as we are halfway through this event.
And what a race so far these guys are putting on. It's hard to find where to look on this racetrack. We got so much action going on for the lead. Blake Majulis wants to just get out front and run away with this. Mr. Moneybags himself. but he can't. It seems as though every time he gets out front, he's still got a little bit of action going on behind him. First, it was Trent Ivy that was holding him off. Now Underwood and Tyler Reed trying to make their names known, saying, "You're not getting away so fast yet, buddy."
Track for as slick as it's getting, usually for my experience here at Lernerville, it's mostly a topside track until the track gets really, really slick, and then you start to see the bottom come in. But surprisingly enough, this bottom side is starting to come in significantly early. You saw a couple of drivers take to it in the heat races earlier on, and I want to say that there might be a little bit still something down there that Majulis has been able to find to keep him out front in 3 and 4. But as of right now, I'd keep your eye on that outside line of the 46 of Ryan Underwood. He has definitely found something on the high side of 3 and 4 and working down low in 1 and 2. And I think if we get a nice little green flag stretch here, you might be able to see a really good side-by-side slide job battle between him and Majulis. As we're getting ready to come in through turns 3 and 4, the iRacing truck going to pull off. We are back to green flag racing. Majulis going to have a better restart there as we come down into turns 1 and 2. Underwood going to throw a huge slider into turn 1. Underwood's going to go up and off the track. He's going to bring it down the back straightaway. He's going to lose wholesale positions. That's going to move Tyler Reed up to the 2nd spot. Devin Brannon as well. And don't look now here, but here comes Ferguson up into P4. Chris Fergie getting it done on the top side. And that number 22, he's looking to catch the backside of Jordan Benefield here going into turn 3 and 4. You got a couple of drivers still working down low, but as you can see right now, Ferguson trying to mimic what your leader's doing, but out of nowhere, here comes Trent Ivy with a huge slide job on Ferguson as we go into turns 1 and 2 and now into 3 and 4. Ferguson going to take it up to the high side, and caution is back out on the speedway.
Yeah, 10 to go, but Chris Ferguson, we got a lot of fans out there. Love Chris. Ferguson is his way into the top 4 now. Trent Ivy right behind him. Coming back through the field, Trent Ivy, very impressive run. Got to say this, man. If you guys want, you got to go to shopfergie22.com. He's got some really cool merchandise on there available for the Chris Ferguson fan base. He's got 10% off right now if you use code iRacing. So I highly suggest if you like the Fergie, I would go there and get yourself some good gear. It's the time to do it. He's trying to make a show here tonight. He's got that rookie iRating, but he sure as heck does not race like a rookie. He's driving right through the field already.
Absolutely. Even pro drivers, they have to do the same thing that us sim drivers do on the sim. You got to work your way up through the iRating system. And, you can really see the difference in experience levels between the 5400 iRating of Trent Ivy and now the rookie class iRating of Chris Ferguson. But you can see that these two drivers, being that they are real world competitors, they know how these cars handle and operate. And they're actually up front here getting ready to give, these guys up front a run for their money as we're getting ready to go back green flag racing.
Absolutely. Blake Majulis takes another jump right out front. Ferguson in tow there, trying to follow through on the bottom, taking that low line. He's digging right now, gets up to the 2nd position. What a move by Fergie. He's flying right now. But we got Tyler Reed there in the 3rd position trying to follow in suit. Trent Ivy trying to come back through the field already, following in the 5th position. He's trying to make that cushion work. He's got it going. Ferguson in the middle right now, trying to make it 3 wide. They're flying around the speedway, digging on the cushion. They get together into 3. 3 wide's not going to work for them, but I think they're going to do it again into 1. What a move here. Ferguson stuck in the middle, man. Just trying to get that thing out front. Just can't quite get by them. Ivy going to make the move up into the 3rd position.
And one thing that I've noticed here throughout the course of this feature race is if you keep your eye on that 88 of Trent Ivy, it takes him about a lap to get some momentum built up, and then he gets right back to that top side, and the 88 is just on some absolute rocket ship right now. He is all the way back up to 4th, looking to go to 3rd as he's battling with the 10 of Benefield. He's going to get that spot, and now he's already setting his eyes set on that 58 of Tyler Reed. So Trent Ivy coming through the pack pretty significantly, and he's actually running quicker times than your race leader Blake Majulis on the track right now. Last time by before the caution came out, he was about a 10th faster than Blake Majulis last time by. So keep your eye on Trent Ivy as the caution does come out, we're going to take a look at this replay. Keep your eye on Ivy as the remaining couple of laps of this feature take down.
Well, Team 126 Racing is getting their money's worth tonight with the yellows. It seems like the cautions have been breeding cautions all race long as the 37 machine gets into the 46 there. Just a little bit too tight getting into one. He tagged him in the left rear and sent him into the spin cycle. Not so good for that 46 machine. Right now, I'm looking at Trent Ivy. He's made a heck of a comeback through the pack, and I don't think it's over yet. He's, like you said, he was faster than Blake at the end of that last run. Curious to see how he starts here on the inside, starting in third. I'm not sure how good that is, but I always like that third position to see that leader jump, and you can kind of follow him through and take away second.
Well, with us only being about 6 laps away, I think we might end up getting a single file restart here. So I don't know if Ivy's going to be able to get that extra jump down on the inside that we would be expecting on a double file. Just as I say that, I'm going to get proven wrong, and we are going to stack the field up double file. Nope. Driver's starting to play a little bit of trickery here. So we are going to be single file here. Everybody going to line up behind that D1 RT of Blake Majulis. He's going to roll it through turns number 3. The iRacing.com pace truck going to pull it off. He's getting on the loud pedal. The green flag is out. We are back to green flag racing. Majulis going to be able to pull away with a huge lead going into turns 1 and 2. Ivy going to settle up on the top side, Reed to the bottom. It's going to be a side-by-side battle for that second spot. Ivy now up to the top side. He's going to be almost door to door for that second spot now as he's following Majulis around the top side here. The 58 going to throw a slider now. Ivy going to come back down on the crossover. He's going to come down. He's going to throw a bonsai to the bottom. Here comes a slider from Ivy as now the caution flag going to come back out. I don't know if he's going to be able to stick with that spot due to iRacing scoring. And I think the 58 of Tyler Reed may have just been saved by the bell.
Yeah, he might get that second position back. We'll just have to see how the iRacing scoring comes to play here. They're waiting for the pace car on the backstretch. We go to our Team 126 Racing caution once again. The 46 machine working on Ferguson gets caught in the left front and sends our own Fergie over to backstretch banking, man. Not where you want to be. You know, I think I gave him a commentator's curse soon as I called his name out, thanking him for the iRacing discount. He gets sent off the backstretch banking, but hopefully that machine's not too hurt. One thing that's nice about that banking, or about no wall, at least you don't knock the motor or anything.
Well, I know they got a really good selection of t-shirts over at shopfergie.com, but I think Chris might want to go on the spree of selling some new underwear there, because I think he might need some after going for that kind of wild ride there as him and Ferguson and Underwood just going to latch together and go off kind of simultaneous off the back straightaway. As I'm not too sure. I don't think they are going to rejoin. Yes, they are. Both of the drivers have rejoined the field, and they are at the back of the pack right now. So apparently not too much damage on those machines as they're going to try to keep it going here for the remaining 5 laps that we got. And we are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Pace truck going to be off. Majulis back on the loud pedal. He's going to get an even better restart. He's got about maybe 4 to 5 car lengths going into turn 1 and 2. Reed going to throw the slider. He almost collects the left rear of Majulis in the process. Now it's going to be down into turns 3 and 4. Majulis still with a nice distance over the rest of this field. And you see Ivy working up on the top side, trying to track back down that 58 of Reed as Reed looks to run through the middle line here in 1 and 2. But now you can see Ivy coming out of nowhere with that steam on the outside line. He's going to be able to take over that second spot coming out of 3 and 4. And now he's going to set his sights on the leader, Blake Majulis. The 58er Reed going to throw the slider. He's going to park it on the nose of Ivy. Ivy going to have to get on the binders here. And now we're going to go into 3 and 4. Some more contact being made for that second spot between Ivy and Reed. It's going to be side by side. Give the spot to Reed as we cross the or Ivy as we cross the line.
And Ivy rolling that outside into cushion. They get together. They're bouncing off each other door to door going into 3. Ivy's got to give. Reed takes the position. Here we come to the checkered flag. For the Studio Displays Super Late Model Tour, Tyler Reed loses it, but holds on to second. We got big wrecking going into the checkered flag, man. I'm glad that flag man's not real. He might have been paying for one there. But as we finish our race, we have Blake Majulis just holding on at the end there after a little bit of contact between Reed and Ivy. Let him finally set sail over the field. Following Blake was Aaron Kitchen in the second position, Tyler Reed in third, Jordan Benefield in fourth, and in fifth, Trent Ivy coming from the back after sailing it out there into the woods. Speaking of sailing into the woods, Ferguson ends up into the sixth position, man. What a comeback. He was out there in no man's land. In seventh, we got Ryan Underwood. Tony Wattier going to follow him in eighth. Michael Martin in ninth. Devin Brannon in 10th, followed by 11th, Tyler Wicks, 12th, Justin Long, and 13th, Garrick Alexander, who finishes out our only DNF of the night. Just got caught up a little bit too much. We'll be following up with our top three here in just a moment. Got to once again thank our sponsors, ComServe Wireless, Swag Wraps Online, Dirt Car Esports, and Team 126 Racing. And we'll be back in just a moment with Tyler Reed, Aaron Kitchen, and Blake Majulis. And we're back live here with the Lernerville Speedway with our top three, starting with our third place finisher, Tyler Reed. Man, it looked like you were going to make a run at Blake Majulis, the winner tonight, but it just fell a little short when you made contact with Trent Ivy late. How close were you, man?
Oh, I definitely could have slid him, but I didn't want to do it dirty and cobble him up in his nose. So I backed off and let him have it. And then Trent Ivy kind of got into the back of me, and I was like, no hard feelings. So tried to just come home second, but he kind of gave me the old rundown in 3 and 4, and so I gave it back to him in 1 and 2. And then,
I'll
I mean,
tell you.
yeah, as everybody could see.
Yeah, oh yeah, we seen it live on the action there, and we seen you guys beat and bang all the way down to backstretch. I don't know how either of y'all gathered it up, and by the end of it, Trent ended up falling back to fifth there. So for your sake, you might be happy you still ran in front of him, but I'm sure you wanted that shot at Blake. Do you have any sponsors to thank?
Barely Legal Chassis, 100%. That's about the only sponsor I need right there.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for coming to race with us in the Studio Displays Super Late Model Dirt Series. We look forward to having you again. Will we see you next time if the invite stretch out to you? I'm sure it will be.
Oh, for sure, man. I ran with y'all a couple times in the beginning, and just kind of been taking a break for a little bit and seen it pop up in the league sessions, and was like, I need to hop back up in here. So glad I did. It was a hell of a race. Wish I just could have came home second, or maybe made the run on break a little bit sooner.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, we look forward to seeing you again. You made it a lot of fun watching the broadcast and easy to call. We'll see you next time. And we're going to get with my friend here, Brett Rolls. He's going to be with our second place finisher, Aaron Kitchen.
Yeah, we're down here with Aaron Kitchen, driver of the number 17 tonight. Aaron, you were sitting right there in the catbird seat and saw it all happen coming out of turn 4. Just give us a couple of your thoughts as you came through 3 and 4 and just kind of saw the Red Seas open, if you will, and was able to squeak away a top 2 spot here.
Yeah, my first thought was when they get together, they're going to wash up and take me out as I'm coming around the top of 3 and 4. But luckily, I somehow snuck around the outside just barely, and I saw them beating and banging down the backstretch, and they both dove low to go into 3. And I was like, well, the high side's my only option, so I put it up there on the cushion, and man, it just worked out.
Yeah, it absolutely did for you, man. You stuck it up on the cushion and was able to squeak away from the carnage and bring home P2. Anybody on the side of the car there or sponsorships to help you behind the scenes that help you do this and prepare you for all these races that you're on?
First, I got to thank my wife for letting me get on here and mess around. My son Pierce. I don't know if my dad was watching tonight, but if so, if not, I'll have him go back and watch the replay. So what's up, Dad? John Likens at Double A Moving. He's making moves, and Seth Leitner at Precision Mobile Auto Detailing and Pressure Washing, man. And you guys for all putting it on and broadcasting this studio displays for hosting this whole thing for us. We all the drivers really appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's your second place finisher, Aaron Kitchen. We're going to turn it back down to Victory Lane where we have your race winner from tonight, the 127 of Blake Majulis.
I'm trying to keep from getting wet from all the champagne going on down here in a virtual Victory Lane on Swag TV. But we have here Mr. Moneybags, Blake Majulis, man. What a run for you tonight. Tell us what it was like. It seemed like you had a lot of guys to hold off, but you hung on just at the end.
Yeah, fixed setup. It's always kind of a lot closer than open setup, but you get what you get, and the setup was pretty difficult, honestly. You could hit bottom really good with it, but every time I go to hit the bottom, I got hit from behind, so I just went to the top, and it wasn't as fast by any means. I didn't think it was fast at all, but instead of risking getting spun, I just went to the top, and I felt pretty good up there. I'm usually pretty comfy on the cushion. And you gotta definitely be able to have that for key. At Lernerville is running that cushion, and I'm not afraid to run it, but would have liked to been on the bottom there in 1 and 2. Just I wasn't gonna risk it anymore. So, a win's a win in the end of the day.
That's right, man. It looked like you were having a little trouble holding them off. We knew you had to speed it every time. You seemed to stretch it out just a little bit. the caution would fly, and then these guys would get back to your back bumper and get into your left rear a few times there. They weren't letting you have it. You had a battle with Trent Ivy going door to door, and Trent Ivy pulled what I call a David Polens, which is myself, by the way. He yard sailed it up off of turn 4 there, and I thought you were going to run away from it then, but they didn't quite give it to you. Tell us about that racing action between you and Ivy. You guys kept going back and forth. It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, that's that's what sparked it actually. On a restart, I went to roll bottom and I got hit from behind, almost looped it and saved it, but just kept rolling bottom. And he had the top working pretty good. I think top 3 and 4 was the way to be, you know, if not all night. He had it running pretty good, good momentum, and just made a mistake and he lost it. But it was definitely a good race, side by side for a while there. I felt like both lanes were pretty good. Definitely a good track.
Well, it was a lot of fun to watch you guys going door to door, and the contact might not have been fun for the drivers, but it's sure fun for us watching, and you guys just being the pros you are, holding on. I see you got a 9.5K I rating. I'm sure you're not doing it by yourself. You got to thank some people at home, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, D1RT Racing, digs by D1RT. Go check the website out. We're selling good setups, best on the market. Sim seats, ML Performance, Matt Logan for everything he does for me. He does a lot. Design 75 for the sweet wrap. As always, he's the man. Bighorn Taxidermy, Swag Wraps and Graphics. You guys for putting this on. Appreciate it. Shopfergie22.com, CFM Esports, Ultimate Dirt TV, and everybody that watch. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Blake. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for putting on a show. We look forward to having you back again with the Swag TV or on Swag TV with the Studio Displays Late Model Super Dirt Series Tour. We'll see you next time. Well, thank you again, Brett Rolls. Any final thoughts on today's actions?
Honestly, I thought the racing was pretty good from the heat racing all the way down to the feature. I think there was a little more cautions than we would have hoped to have seen, but honestly, I just wish we had a little bit more car count. If we could have had a couple more heat races and maybe a B main or two, throw a little bit of extra drama to what we already had for tonight. But we're gonna have to get everybody out here next week and throw down the hammer for some extra action.
Absolutely, man. I agree. And if you guys are out there running in the Dirt Series and are one of these such as Blake pros that want to come along and have a little bit of fun with us, you're more than welcome. You can contact Billy Smith at Swag TV, and we'll get you involved with the Studio Displays Super Dirt Series tour. It's a lot of fun. Right now, we're just trying to build a series, and tonight we got to see some of the great action already with the 13 cars we had. It was a lot of door-to-door action. We had a little beating and banging, a little more cautions than usual, but I think, the more pro drivers and the more real-life drivers we get out here, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, you guys get to share the stream for free. We're doing this. We love it. We're having so much fun. And, Brett, man, I had a lot of fun with you tonight. I hope you can come back with us soon. I love the loud pedal comments. I forgot about those days at New Egypt.
Oh yeah, like I pointed out, I grew up at Ransomville Speedway up there in New York with the big block modifieds, the small blocks, and all those guys, and Rick Mooney and Dave Buchanan up at Ransomville Speedway. I listened to those guys every Friday night, and you know, just the little tidbits on that they used to throw in on a weekly basis. It just kind of gives it that like home atmosphere aspect.
It absolutely does, man. It was a lot of fun having you on the broadcast. I learned some things, that's for sure. And like I told you before, I'm the rookie when it comes to dirt. I always watched it growing up. I loved it. Um, I've always been an asphalt driver since I was real young. I'm about 8, 9 years old. I switched over from asphalt quarter midgets dirt quarter midgets and go karts, and said we're going to go asphalt racing. It's the way to get you there, is what we were thinking. But it seems today, you got guys like Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson that have made it from these series. And we got the Chili Bowl this week, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. I was checking out some of Flow Racing's free preview coverage for the Chili Bowl, and if you haven't ordered it, you definitely are going to want to. Uh, some of the best drivers in the world getting behind the wheel of a dirt midget out at the Tulsa Expo Center, and you talk about some great racing. It's definitely mayhem having all them midgets out there on that track. So definitely go get your subscription to Flow Racing and check that out.
Absolutely. Well, guys, got to say thank you again to Brett. appreciate you joining in. Got to thank our broadcaster or producer, Dustin McGinnis, our in-race reporter. We didn't get to hear from him much because he was so busy with the race directing, but Brandon Gagnon was hanging on tight, trying to keep up with all the mayhem. Also got to thank Billy Smith with Swag TV, Swag Raps Online, and our friends at ComServe Wireless, Team 126 Racing, shopfergie.com. You got to check out Shop Fergie, because that merchandise right now, once again, use code iRacing, will get you a 10% discount on the website for any merchandise there. Also, got to thank everybody involved behind the scenes. Again, we'll see you this Friday. We're going to be with the American iRacing League starting at 8 o'clock. They had the Legends Super Late Models, and the late models are going to be running this Friday night on Swag TV. Thank you to everybody, and we'll see you soon.